I released the top 3 players on every single NBA team into free agency. This is about to shake up the entire league. And to ensure that all these superstar players can go wherever they want, I turned off salary cap and hard cap so we could see some super teams forming in today's video. But I'm going to simulate a couple weeks into the season, give these players some time to make their decisions, and now we're ready to go. The best free agent left is Spencer Dinwiddie, and I'm sorry, but we're not waiting for the Spencer Dinwiddie decision. Let's check out these rosters. I will go through all the teams so that you can see what your favorite team's looking like. The Sixers picked up Dame, Lauri Markkanen, and Miles Bridges. The Bucks have Donovan Mitchell and Trae Young added to their squad. The Chicago Bulls picked up Drew Holiday and Anthony Simons. The Cavs added KP and LaMelo. The Celtics added DeRozan. The Clippers got cooked. The Grizzlies added Joel Embiid and also Jalen Green. The Atlanta Hawks add Tyler Hero. The Heat have Shea and Sabonis. The Hornets have RJ Barrett and J-Dub. They got cooked as well. The Jazz have Bam, KD, and Wemby. Oh, this team's about to be crazy. The Sacramento Kings are absolutely terrible. The Knicks have Curry and Jokic and Triple J. Oh, they're about to cook. The Lakers have Jalen Brunson and Cade Cunningham. The Magic with Tatum, Zion, and PG. The Mavericks have Ja, Jamal Murray, and B.I. The Nets, they have Bradley Beal. Still have Mikal Bridges and Fred VanVleet. The Nuggets add Kyrie and Cat. The Pacers add Garland. The Pels have Zach LaVine. The Pistons are kind of bad. The Raptors add James Harden and keep Siakam. Giannis, Booker, and AD along with Chris Paul in Houston. They've got to be the favorites so far. The San Antonio Spurs add Ant-Man and Clay. The Thunder add LeBron. The Timberwolves add Kawhi. The Blazers have De'Aaron Fox and Luka. The Warriors have Jaylen Brown and Tyrese. And the Wizards have Jimmy Butler and DeJounte. Okay, this league's about to be crazy. Jokic is named the MVP of the league, averaging a triple-double and playing alongside Curry. Wemby's the Rookie of the Year in Utah. And we saw Vucevic win Sixth Man of the Year. Triple J win DPOY. Tibbs was the Coach of the Year. Here are the All-NBA teams. This might also help you remember where everybody ended up going because the entire league has just been completely shaken up. And also, if you're enjoying the video so far, I really appreciate if you consider subscribing. We're trying to hit 15K before 2K24. But enough of begging for subscribers. Let's go ahead and check out the standings. The Houston Rockets were number 1 in the West. No big surprise there. They absolutely ran free agency. The Utah Jazz, I mean, yeah, they got KD and Wemby, two of the biggest unicorns in NBA history. I mean, people are already saying that about Wemby, and he hasn't even come to the league and played an official game yet. The Grizzlies with Joel Embiid and Jalen Green were in the mix. The Minnesota Timberwolves with Kawhi were the 4 seed. And in the East, of course, it had to be the New York Knicks. Steph Curry and Jokic, two of the best offensive players of all time. The Orlando Magic with Tatum, Zion, and PG were second. The Sixers with Damian Lillard, Miles Bridges, Lauri Markkanen were third. And the Washington Wizards were fourth with Jimmy Butler, DeJounte, and Nick Claxton. Some good defensive players there, though, for sure. All right, let's simulate round 1. We'll see if we get any game 7s that we can hop into. Early on, the Raptors were actually up 3-1 against New York, but New York is going to force a game 7. And then in the Western Conference, we also have a couple game 7s. So let's go ahead and see which one we got to hop into first. The Blazers and Timberwolves are going 7 here, but the first one we're going to check out is this one between the Golden State Warriors and the Memphis Grizzlies. The Grizzlies have Jalen Green and Joel Embiid. The Warriors have Tyrese, JB, Miles Turner, Draymond. Definitely a good defensive team there, but let's see how this game 7 goes. Joel Embiid was just too much for Golden State. He absolutely cooked the Warriors, a 42-point dub for his Memphis Grizzlies. Not too much that the Warriors could do there when Jalen Green's giving you 40. And then we've got a game 7 between the Portland Trail Blazers and the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Portland Trail Blazers have D Fox and Luka Doncic, and the Minnesota Timberwolves have Kawhi Leonard as their main guy. And in Game 7, the Portland Trailblazers come up big, a 21-point dub. Surprising because Kawhi Leonard is known as a clutch player, but he wasn't able to get the job done there. And Luka Doncic and the Blazers are able to win it. Now we've got one final Game 7, probably the most exciting one yet, the one between the Raptors and the Knicks. And the Knicks, they are the 1 seed. They were down 3-1 to Toronto, but they came all the way back and 4-7. And in Game 7, we've got a close one. Knicks are up 4 here. Steph Curry pump fakes, then pulls it, and he hits it. Steph to put the New York Knicks up by 7. The Toronto Raptors are going to have to answer, and they're going to have to do it quickly. They need a bucket here in the clutch. Chris Boucher for 3. That's the play call. Steph Curry grabs the rebound. Curry pushing the ball up the court. Wide open lay. Yeah, GG's, man. Curry was able to clutch it up, and the Knicks are going to move on to the second round. But it was a close call. Jokic had a triple-double. 26, 15, and 15 is crazy. And Curry had 32 points. So now all of our second round matchups are set after a pretty eventful round number 1. We've got the New York Knicks taking on the Washington Wizards. It's going to be tough for Jimmy to take down both Curry and Jokic. And the Sixers, they're going to be taking on the Orlando Magic. The Magic definitely have more star power than Philadelphia. The Portland Trailblazers taking on the Houston Rockets. Again, the Rockets definitely have more star power than the Blazers. And then the Grizzlies taking on the New Orleans Pelicans. The Pelicans have IT starting at point guard in 2023? All right, man, sure. But yeah, the Memphis Grizzlies end up sweeping the Pels, and the Rockets do the same to the Blazers. Meanwhile, in the Eastern Conference, we've got a little bit more close series, and the Knicks, once again, are headed to a Game 7 against Washington, and again, it's close. The Knicks are down by 4 here. Steph Curry gonna get the steal off the inbound. Curry kicks it out to Emmanuel quickly. A nice pass there, but IQ misses the shot. And now the Washington Wizards are going to go to Jimmy Butler in clutch time. Himmy buckets in the post. Swings it to DeJounte Murray. DeJounte pulls the mid-range. Misses, but it's rebounded by Nick Claxton. Nick Claxton over to Jimmy. And Jimmy's going to get to the free throw line where he knocks down both shots. The New York Knicks are going to need a bucket here. Let's see if they get it. D'Lo passes it down to Nikola Jokic. Jokic in the post. He misses the layup. Man, it might be wraps for the 1-seeded Knicks, but we'll see if they can get a stop here. The door might be a little bit open. We'll have to see how it goes. Jimmy Butler with the ball. Jimmy trying to get a clutch bucket, as we've seen him do many times. He gets down the lane, pulls the close shot. It's in and out. The Knicks still have a chance at it. And of course, they're going to go to Nikola Jokic once again. Jokic defended by Nick Claxton, one of the better defenders in the league. And he gets packed. This one is over, man. Jeez. I already know off that block. He just sent that into the stands, gave one of the fans a souvenir. GG's, man. Jokic with a 2020 game in the loss, and Jimmy Butler with 30 to help his team move on to the conference finals. All right, now our conference finals matchups are set. The Memphis Grizzlies taking on the Houston Rockets. The Rockets look absolutely great going into this matchup. And the Washington Wizards taking on the Orlando Magic. The Magic have more star power, but that wasn't a problem for Jimmy and the Wizards last round against New York. It looks like it's going to be this round, though, because they're down 3-1. And the Grizzlies also find themselves down 3-1. They end up losing in 6 as the Rockets advance to the finals. And the Magic, they beat the Wizards in a gentleman's sweep. So our finals are set. The Houston Rockets taking on the Orlando Magic. Two teams that are absolutely star-studded. The series is all tied up at 1 apiece. Magic are going to take a 2-1 lead. Magic are up 3-1, and they win in 5. Jason Tatum is your finals MVP, and this one is over. But I want to run it back one more season, because this season was pretty fun. We saw a lot of player movement, but some guys ended up signing on 1-year deals with their teams, meaning that free agency this year was absolutely crazy. After simulating free agency and getting ready for the next season, this is what the rosters looked like. The Philadelphia 76ers absolutely stacked up on talent in free agency, with their best player being Evan Mobley. The Milwaukee Bucks add James Harden to their squad, and also some young guys. The Chicago Bulls add Mikal Bridges. The Cavs add Julius Randle. And Kawhi and LeBron are teaming up in Boston. The Clippers have Kyrie and Donovan Mitchell, two of the most electric players in the league, along with Alperen Sengun, a good playmaking big man. The Memphis Grizzlies still have Joel Embiid, and they don't have too much help for him. They even ended up losing Jalen Green. The Atlanta Hawks have Scotty Barnes, Lonzo, Walker Kessler. Don't think they'll be too crazy. The Heat have JB, Dame, and Shea. Definitely a good squad there. The Hornets suck. The Jazz still have KD and Wemby on the squad. The Sacramento Kings add Paolo Banchero. The New York Knicks still have Jokic and Curry, but they lost Jaren. The Lakers have DeMar and Bam. The Magic have Tatum and Zion, but lost PG. The Mavs have LaMelo and Cat. The Nets had DeJounte Murray, but outside of that, they're not too crazy. The Nuggets have Sabonis, Fox, and B.I. The Pacers are absolutely terrible. The New Orleans Pelicans, again, are absolutely terrible. The Pistons, yeah, you get the point. The Raptors, they have Ja Morant and Pascal Siakam. The Rockets, still absolutely stacked. They did lose CP3, but I think they'll be all right. The Spurs, pretty bad. The Phoenix Suns, maybe they could make some noise with Paul George. The Timberwolves with Darius Garland, Tyrese Halliburton, Desmond Bane, a lot of guards there. The Portland Trailblazers have Luka and Beal along with Scoot. The Warriors have Trae Young, and the Wizards picked up Cade and Jaren to play alongside Jimmy, so they could definitely be a force in this upcoming season. At the end of the year, Jokic repeated his MVP, almost averaging a triple-double once again. Dame was a six-man in Miami, and Cade Cunningham won Most Improved Player. Bron was still All-NBA First Team for the Boston Celtics. A little old, still continuing to hoop, and I'm excited to see how these playoffs go. We saw a ton of player movement once again over the offseason, and I think that this year could be absolutely crazy for these teams. But let's check out some of the top teams in each conference, because we did see a lot of player movement and it could be kind of difficult to keep up with. I mean, there's a lot going on. The Houston Rockets have Devin Booker, they have Giannis, and they also have AD. Of course, that's stacked squad. The Blazers were second with Luka, the Jazz were third with KD and Wemby, and then the Phoenix Suns make it as the fourth seed. The Orlando Magic with Jason Tatum and Zion Williamson were first. The Phoenix Suns were the second seed. We are in the Eastern Conference, Danny. That was definitely the Philadelphia 76ers. The Hawks were third, and the Knicks were fourth. Time to get started on these playoffs. Let's see who's going to win the NBA championship. In round number one, we ended up getting some Game 7s. I feel like releasing all these players did make the league a little bit more competitive. Now, I missed out on the Celtics-Knicks Game 7, but the Celtics absolutely cooked. Bron and Kawhi end up taking down Curry and Jokic. And then in the Eastern Conference, the Memphis Grizzlies taking on the Houston Rockets. The 8-seeded Grizzlies with Embiid trying to take down the stacked Rockets, but Houston comes up big in Game 7. Memphis just wasn't able to get the job done in this one. Unfortunate, because Embiid just didn't end up getting a ton of help in this video. The Phoenix Suns taking on the Houston Rockets in round two. Don't really know how the Phoenix Suns are here, but we'll see what they can do. The Utah Jazz taking on the Portland Trailblazers. The Blazers, a solid squad that are the second seed in the Western Conference. And then you have the Boston Celtics taking on Orlando, and the Atlanta Hawks taking on the Washington Wizards. The Wizards added a lot of help for Jimmy Butler, so I think that they can make some noise this year. The Phoenix Suns are going to take an early lead on the Rockets, and Houston is looking to make a comeback, trying to make it to the finals, but they end up losing in 6. Portland loses in 6 to Utah, and that sets up a Suns versus Jazz Western Conference Finals. And then in the East, the Magic and the Wizards end up advancing. Jimmy looking to get that championship, and the Magic looking to make it back to the NBA Finals after sweeping their opponent. The Phoenix Suns absolutely cooking the Jazz with Wemby and KD, but the Jazz looking to make a comeback. They just came back from down 3-0, and now we have 2 Game 7s here between the Wizards and Magic, and then that Suns versus Utah one. And in the Magic versus Wizards one, the Orlando Magic are able to get the dub with Tatum and Zion Williamson, and Jimmy Butler once again comes up short and isn't able to get that NBA championship. Now we have the Utah Jazz and the Phoenix Suns, and this one's close. The Phoenix Suns are down by 2 here. Paul George has the ball wearing number 35. He passes it down to Jalen Duren, who misses the layup. Utah has it here, a chance to complete a 3-0 comeback. This is wild. Let's see if they can finish the job. Bad pass there by Colin Sexton, but Kevin Durant able to get the ball, ends up missing it though. Now the Phoenix Suns have a chance to tie the game or even take the lead if they're able to make a 3. They're going to Jalen Duren again. He's in heavy traffic, misses, but Clint Capella gets the rebound and ties the game up. With the game all tied up at 116, the Utah Jazz are going to Kevin Durant. He's wearing number 21. He pulls the 3, and he hits it. Kevin Durant with the big shot. 14 points in the fourth quarter, and KD comes up clutch. Now the Phoenix Suns need a bucket. Utah on the verge of completing this 3-0 comeback. Hopefully they don't go to Jalen Duren again, the Suns, because that wasn't working. They go to PG. PG in the post. He works. He smoked the layup. I thought that was easy money, but he smoked the layup. Now Kevin Durant, speaking of easy money, the easy money sniper pulls the mid-range, misses it. Wemby can't get the rebound, and now the Phoenix Suns have another chance at it. They're going to Paul George again. Paul George trying to score here in clutch time. He's going to step it back, and he misses again. Now the Utah Jazz have it. Utah with a chance to take a pretty nice lead here in crunch time, but the Suns come up with the block. Paul George, you have yet another chance at it. PG defended by Kevin Durant. PG fades away. Oh my goodness, he got robbed. GG's. It might be over. Wemby goes to the free throw line, knocks down both shots. The Suns could have one more chance at it if they can hit a shot here. But wow, Paul George, just some bad misses there in clutch time. And now he's holding the ball for some reason, and he gets blocked by Kevin Durant. Oh my goodness. What a bad way to blow a 3-0 lead. I mean, there's no good way to blow a 3-0 lead, but man, what a terrible ending there for the Utah Jazz. For the Phoenix Suns, I mean. It's weird to see KD on the Jazz and then Paul George wearing number 35 for the Suns. But now our finals matchup is set. The Utah Jazz taking on the Orlando Magic for the NBA championship. Game 1 goes to Utah. Game 2 goes to Orlando. Game 3 goes to Orlando. The Magic are up 3-1, and they win in a gentleman's sweep. Tatum is finals MVP. Hope you all enjoyed. Have a great day. Be sure to like and subscribe.